Wes Melton, the referee for this one, the main event here on Before the Bell in Glendale. Along with Richardson Hitchens, I'm Justin Shackle. Fourth and final bout ahead of the main card on DAZN tonight, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, for Estrada-Chocolatito. Here it is Austin "Ammo" Williams and Simon Madsen. Williams 12-0, 9 KOs in the gold and silver trunks. Madsen 13-0, 10 knockouts in the zebra trunks. Not much known about Madsen. When you have an undefeated opponent, Richardson, you don't have too much footage on him. Not much is known about him. How do you approach it in the opening round?
I think that's when the sweet science come into play, your technical abilities, your fundamentals, and you just try to stay sharp and just apply the experience you have.
Madsen coming forward, throwing some right hands. And Madsen, 14 months removed from his last fight. It was a victory in Cancun. He's originally from Denmark, but he lives and trains in Cancun. He visited Cancun, fell in love with the place, fell in love with a woman there, and they were married, and he hasn't really looked back. So
I think right now, Ammo Williams has to make an adjustment to his right hand because he got caught with a few right hands from the opening bell. So I'm looking for him to make adjustments.
Needs to be a little higher?
Just staying away from the right hand, taking away his right hand, staying out the line. Maybe a little more head movement. Williams,
the 26-year-old southpaw, and went the distance in 10 rounds over Kieran Conway. First time that he went 10 rounds. First time he really needed to go 10 rounds. And Williams, an explosive, fan-friendly style with those 9 knockouts. First combination of the fight there from Ammo. Madsen not afraid to let his hands go here against Ammo Williams, and he's working to the body. Williams said on Thursday, this has to be a statement. I need to show Felix Cash what he's really signing up for. Eddie Hearn said earlier this week that both Williams and Felix Cash, they agreed in principle to meet up in the early part of 2023. Cash is scheduled to fight next week on the Warrington Lopez card, and here Williams is with Madsen. Williams said he's definitely not overlooking Madsen, even with Cash on the horizon. Close range left hand from Ammo that comes through.
10 seconds, top of the bell.
So very much a feel-out round, get-to-know-you type round in the first between Ammo Williams and Simon Madsen.
Tú manténlo ahí. Atrás, con muchos pasos, cambiando de acción y repítale la derecha 3 veces, ¡pra, pra! Para que la coja sabroso. Vamos a coger.
Well, Simon Madsen's trainer, Osvaldo Carrasco, pretty animated in the corner, trying to light up his pupil a little bit, continue the motivation as we get going with the second round between Williams and Madsen. 2 undefeated fighters here in the main event on Before the Bell, ahead of Estrada-Chocolatito 3.
I believe that Ammo just have to keep boxing and keep making adjustments as the fight go, and Maximo, he just has to keep putting the pressure and just keep showing that Ammo is here to really compete.
Madsen showed that in the first round, not exactly getting the attention of Ammo Williams, but throwing hands, showing that he's going to not back down. He's here to win. Madsen with the left hand. Ammo trying to establish a jab. He's moving to his left. So many times we hear about southpaws angling to the right, staying on the outside of that lead foot with their opponent. You saw Emma Williams kind of go the other way there. What was he trying to do?
Sometimes you can go that way just to set up a certain shot. Giving a guy lateral movement. When you're a great fighter, you got to know how to fight going both ways. But traditionally, as a southpaw, you'll learn to go to your right.
Left hand reaches from Williams. Madsen trying to come back with a right hand.
And if I'm Emma Williams, I know that this guy don't really have a good jab, and I know that his only success he's having is with the right hand, and that's the only adjustment I'll really be looking to make, just to take away the right hand.
And yet, Williams is moving to his left, kind of toward that right hand, no?
Yeah, and I believe that's why Madsen is having success at times.
Williams trying to work the body, pepper him with some jabs. 2 punches to the body. Williams trying to stay light on his feet here in the second round. Combo upstairs. Most of those were largely blocked by Madsen. Madsen has fought exclusively in Mexico as a pro, so again, we need the eye test to see how his 13-0 record was created. And he eats a left hand coming over the top from Williams, but he continues to throw as Madsen. And a right uppercut scrapes Madsen as the second round comes to a close. Taking a look at some of the action from round 2. Again, Madsen not deterred from coming forward, but in this round, Richardson, it feels like he was met with some more contact from Ammo.
Yeah, he's walking in, and eventually, if Ammo times something right, he can possibly walk into something big.
You see Ammo's corner. Dwight Pratchett, the former pro. Eric Woods as well. This is after Emma Williams spent some time with Kevin Cunningham. He's gone back to Dwight Pratchett as his lead trainer. And Williams going for his 4th win here at 2022. As we get ready to go with round 3. Williams in the silver, gold, and white trunks, and the zebra trunks for Simon Madsen, 27-year-old out of Cancun by way of Denmark.
And one thing about Williams that I know, he's always in shape, so I know he can keep up his pace for the entire fight.
That may have been one of the questions people were wondering leading up to his September fight with Kieran Conway. Could he last and be at a certain level for all 10 rounds? And he proved that he could. He put Conway down in the process as well, broke his nose even in a unanimous decision.
Yeah, because when we was in Florida, I was watching him, and he was sparring, and the gym was really, really extremely hot down there in Florida, and he was able to keep up the pace for the whole sparring match. So I believe that he's definitely in shape for his big step up right here.
Places like South Florida, places like Houston, Texas, the humidity is off the charts. Is that something that you're kind of looking for as a fighter?
Yes, I think that the heat definitely pushes you to go to be on the next level as far as being in shape, and that helps the conditioning, and it should suit him and help him go to the next level so he can last in his fight.
Madsen again out of Cancun, has the high elevation there, or at least higher than certain cities. Good 2-punch combo from Williams. Both going through the guard of Madsen here in round 3. And Williams pinpoint the location a little bit more crisp here in the 3rd round.
him up, okay? All right, let's go.
Telling Madsen to keep his hands up.
If Madsen had a good jab, I think he'll make the fight just a little bit more difficult for Williams. But he's kind of walking without a good jab. But he's having success with the right hand. So
yeah, comes in with a right cross moments ago. It's true. It feels like he's entering a fight without his top sword, so to speak.
Yes, and the jab will make it way easier because you look at Ammo Williams' guard, he has his right hand down, and the jab will go right through.
Williams lowering his hands. Has to crack the guard of Madsen with the left hand. Madsen on the move. That one reaches through from Ammo Williams. And a left hook from Ammo. Moving Madsen toward the ropes. Final 10 seconds here in the third round. Right hand to the body.
Work out of there, work it up.
And Williams looking pretty comfortable in the third round. There you see his dog doesn't go anywhere without Prince Ziggy Williams. Did you see Prince Ziggy in the gym with Ammo?
No, I didn't get to see the dog, but it was dope to see him walk out with the dog. So that's cool.
Some of the action from the third round here. That right hand, like Richardson said, working for Madsen, but he could be looking a little bit better if the jab was there as he moves it with virtually nothing in front of Ammo Williams.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
The jab was set up a lot more to the body, and it was set up the right hand even more.
Back up.
So it's the start of the fourth round between Williams and Madsen. Again, our main featured bout here on Before the Bell. Scraping right uppercut from Williams. Madsen trying to pump away with the right hand. Main card beginning at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on DAZN. It'll kick off with Joselito Velasquez and Christopher Rosales at 112 pounds. Good crossroads fight there. Williams establishing the jab. There's a rare jab from Madsen.
Yeah, and with a guy with a guard like Madsen, you don't want to really put too much on your jab. You just want to kind of keep it in his face and keep his hands at home to set up other shots. And I think that's what Ammo's trying to do. Just keep a jab in his face and just go around and set up other big shots.
Ammo looking to launch that left hand after they get a little physical here in the mid-portion of the fourth round. And blood may be spilling here from the nose of Simon Madsen. Try and get a closer look there, but yes. Blood splashing away from Madsen on a left-hand exchange. And Ammo finding a rhythm, snapping back the head of Madsen, who counters with a right. This is where Williams can't get too anxious.
The shot I think Williams should start going down to is the straight left to the straight left to the body. I think that's a shot right there that is going to break Madsen down.
Goes to the right hook to the body and a combo back upstairs. Little heel tap and another combo. Wes Milton says knock it off. Ammo Williams has this ability, has the ability to put on a show and continue to keep his eye on the objective. We're starting to see Madsen seemingly breathe a little bit heavier here as he continues to eat shots upstairs from Austin Ammo Williams.
Let him go, work out of there, work out. We got time, we got time.
Williams taking his foot off the brake just a little bit. Darting left hand. Smacks Madsen.
Madsen seemed to be breaking down a little bit. He's taking a lot more punishment now.
This was a very tough round for Madsen here in the fourth. The nosebleed, the damage done upstairs, and Austin Ammo Williams looking, feeling good through 4 rounds. As Madsen gets his nose tended to, some of the showmanship from Ammo Williams here in the fourth. It's always good to have fun in the ring. You want to have it.
Yeah, it's definitely. And he's comfortable. He's having fun, and he's starting to get in his rhythm.
So we'll see what it leads to in round 5. Wes Milton having some of Madsen's blood on the back of his shirt. How much punishment, well, one, can this type of offense sustain itself for Ammo Williams, and how much of it can Madsen take moving forward as we begin the 5th round here in our main event on Before the Bell. Right out of the gate, a right hook lands from Williams.
And what's looking bad right now for Madsen is that Ammo Williams starting to come forward. He's starting to walk him down. Where in the beginning, he was kind of the fighter coming forward. So that's showing signs of him breaking down.
A good left cross from Williams. Yeah, that one punch that you suggested, that left hand to the body, we haven't seen much of it, if at all, from Williams.
Yeah, I think that's something he should definitely put in his arsenal, especially with a guy with a high guard like this. You want to go around and go straight down the middle to straight up to the body. It's kind of like a jab to the body with an orthodox fighter.
Just looking at the setup right now for Madsen, like the territory's there. It's open. Madsen now coming forward, lowering his head just a bit.
There you go.
It's that left hand to the body. And a right hook from Williams. Matches it up with a solid combination upstairs. Oh, overhand left connects from Ammo. And lands by Madsen. This one's scheduled for 10. But only twice has Ammo Williams had to go past 6 rounds in his pro career. Left hand to the body again. There have been 2 accurate left hands to the body from Ammo Williams here this round.
And if Ammo keeps going back down to the body, I believe that later on he can stop him.
Here's the right hand, and another left hook comes through from Williams. Goes back downstairs to the left. The showmanship continuing from Ammo Williams. Williams looking and feeling good here to close out 2022. Trying to continue it, perhaps pick up knockout number 10 as well in the process.
Madsen body language is just looking like he don't want to be here no more.
Slumped over a bit. Seems like he's breathing a bit heavier. And he eats another left hand from Williams.
He just needs a little more help.
And this is Williams' 4th fight in 2022. He said he always wants to be this active, even and especially with the high ranking now. Ranked 5th by the WBA. He's not a fighter, in his words, who gets a high ranking and is only active once or twice a year. He wants to continue to stay this busy, as he stayed busy in the 5th with his hands. How about that side by side? Taking a look at some of the action from round 5. And Williams, in certain points, just teeing off on Madsen. That left hand has found its target multiple times upstairs. We saw what Richardson was suggesting come to fruition in the 5th round. Few left hands to the body by Ammo Williams. And we were talking about respecting an undefeated fighter, trying to figure out what he actually is in the opening round. That's where the sweet science comes in. It felt like after that 1 round, Williams knew exactly what he needed to do or what he could do here against Simon Madsen, as the referee encouraged him to get his hands up here at the start of round 6. Madsen trying to fight through it here. Took some punishment in rounds 4 and 5.
And if Madsen don't show that he wants to be in this fight, I think somebody will be looking to stop it. Either the referee, the doctor, or his corner.
Raise your head up. You can't pull down, okay?
And the blood continues to flow from the nose of Simon Madsen. And trying to stay undefeated as he takes a big step up in competition, but so far it has been Ammo Williams dictating this fight. Crowd's filed in nicely here on the verge of the main card beginning. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We've really come up to the start of the main card about a half hour away, leading up to Estrada-Chocolatito 3 tonight here in Glendale, Arizona. Williams trying to experiment with a left uppercut moments ago. Now you have the body language from Madsen kind of all over the place here.
Work out in there, work out.
Austin Ammo Williams taking that big step forward here in 2022, like Mark Castro did, who we saw the fight prior, like Anthony Herrera did, but here for Williams. He began the year with a TKO over Javier Maciel, a fighter with nearly 50 career matches. And that was at the Ali Pally in February. He then followed that up with a first-round TKO against Cordell Booker, who was then, at that point, undefeated. And many thought that that was going to be the most grueling and toughest test for Ammo Williams. He stopped him in the first.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised when he stopped Cordell Booker. I thought it was going to be a really, really competitive fight, and he managed to get him out of there early.
Picked up his first regional title in that fight, and then going the distance with Kieran Conway. A hard-fought win over 10 rounds in September. Here he is, controlling the flow of this match with Simon Madsen.
Good jab by Madsen.
Williams scaling back ever so slightly here in the 6th round, but not enough where you'd give the round to Madsen, that's for sure. Left hand up. Start of the 7th round between Ammo Williams and Simon Madsen. It is our main event here on Before the Bell, ahead of the main card on DAZN coming up later. Williams trying to improve his record to 13-0 as he looks for a potential title shot in 2023. Came into this fight ranked 5th by the WBA, and he's taken it to Simon Madsen, whose undefeated record could be endangered here. 13-0 with 10 knockouts. But he has had...
And every time Madsen throws his jab, he has success. He's connecting and touching something, but he's just not using it.
And it's been one at a time, if that. He's rarely doubled it up. He's rarely ever thrown it. Here Madsen comes close. Bombards him with a couple of combos. It was good movement from Madsen.
Yeah.
Let go of that head. Let go of that head now.
Ammo able to angle himself nicely as the southpaw and sort of tee off on Madsen, who isn't throwing anything right now against the ropes. Ammo Williams continuing to work.
Ammo shows me glimpses of Errol Spence. When I look at him, he shows me kind of just that roughness and that inside game of the same kind of similar to Errol Spence. And even when he go down to the body.
You mean with single shots or more with combos?
I don't know, just finding right there in that mid-range, going to the body, it just shows me glimpses of Errol Spence. And I could tell Ammo's improving each and every time.
What's he like in the gym?
Being in the gym with him, he was just focused. He looked like he was focused and just getting ready for that fight in September and staying focused and sparring, kind of real dramatic in the gym. But it's cool to be. It was cool.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Giving off some energy.
Yeah, he had a lot of energy with him.
That's what someone said about you, actually, ahead of a show in Cleveland. Khalil Cove. I asked him, what's Richardson Hitchens like behind the scenes? He's like, he keeps it loose. He's goofy in a way, in a good way, but he keeps the atmosphere loose when we're all training hard.
Yeah, me and Khalil trained for a long time in the gym now, and I just like to be in the gym having fun. I talk a lot of smack to the guys, and that's just my competitive nature, and I'm just, enjoying it every moment in boxing. I'm young, and I just like having fun with it.
Final seconds of the 7th round here, and Ammo Williams and Simon Madsen getting through 7. Williams dictating the pace, but we saw glimpses of some good action from Simon Madsen. Those left hands that Williams was throwing earlier, it seemed like they were getting blocked more and more in the last 2 rounds by Madsen. That is never a good sign.
No, never a good sign, yeah.
When you're playing the walrus in the corner.
But he's still in there, though.
Madsen's nose getting bloodied up earlier in this fight from Ammo Williams. He's trying to take care of business here against Madsen, set up a battle with Felix Cash earlier this year. We move on to round 8. Good movement combo from Williams. Trying to stay lighter on his feet. Madsen's shown improved energy over the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, he seems like a guy that could take a lot of good headshots, so I think Ammo should keep staying down to the body. I think that's what's going to get him out of there eventually if he keep going down to the body.
Why is it so tough for fighters to stay consistent with the body work?
Because a lot of times it get boring, and then when you're going down to the body, sometimes you don't see the effects right there when you want it. So you hit a guy with a good headshot, it kind of mentally he's feeling it, but a body shot you really can't tell. Some get in there, some don't.
Who are some of the better body punchers that you've come to admire as a younger pro?
My favorite body puncher of all time is Mike McCullum. I think he's one of them guys that know how to sneak good body shots. Floyd Mayweather also was a great body puncher.
Yeah. The damage isn't evident immediately, but it's the whole point. Try to wear your opponent down, able to bank some momentum, break him down, and then go for the stoppage later on. Good right uppercut from Williams, goes back downstairs, but again, to that right side. Those punches have found a home, but they made much of an impact. Williams slowing down just a bit, but when he's throwing, he's continuing his accuracy. Again, nice left hand soars in from Williams.
Williams throws in volumes a lot. He's really ever only throwing one punch. Always 2s and 3s.
The nose of Madsen still bleeding. In the final seconds of final 30 seconds of round 8. Move downstairs, following another combo from Williams. Austin Ammo Williams trying to take down his second undefeated opponent. I mentioned Cordell Booker in that first round stoppage earlier this year. Madsen could be his second, but he comes alive in the final seconds of the 8th. See Eddie Hearn telling Austin Ammo Williams, keep him up, keep those hands up.
Yeah, Ammo should, after this, I think he should definitely go back to the gym and keep focusing on his defense, because he has some holes, but as long as he keep working on it, it'll get better.
So we see some of the action from round 8. Consistent displays this fight of good footwork, snapping shots to the head, and he's also found a home with that right hand to the body. As we get ready for the 9th round here on Before the Bell. Richardson, did you sense a moment earlier in this fight where perhaps Ammo Williams could have pressed on the gas a little bit more and ended things?
Yeah, I think probably the 6th round, he could have probably stepped on the gas a little bit more. And even right now, I think that Madsen is still breaking down, but it seemed like Madsen seemed to find a second win. But I mean, you never know. It's still 2 more rounds, and maybe Ammo can get him out of there with a good shot.
And to that point, at the same time, if there was the opening, it seems like these rounds are very important for Williams, because he normally doesn't go too deep into fights. He's averaging just under 4 rounds per fight.
Yeah, I think he's totally in control of the fight. I think he's dominating the fight right now. And right now, it's just about closing the show and making that statement.
He's been doing it. Maybe like Mark Castro, maybe not one singular moment, but the volume punching saying it all for Austin Ammo Williams. Also the nose of Simon Madsen saying a lot of it too.
Yeah, but Madsen's staying in the ring, and that's what he should be trying to do, not just trying to quit. He still got an undefeated record, and he still has something to prove also.
Whoa. Back up. You understand? Go.
Madsen on the attack. Williams moving his feet. And then trying to work a combo to the body. Ammo letting his hands go upstairs with just over a minute to go in round number 9. This is the 4th fight of 2022 for Ammo Williams. Began at Alexander Palace over in England in February. Here, the year ends in Glendale, Arizona. Said he and Eddie Hearn have discussed the fact that he wants to stay this busy. Being this busy gives him a reason to be active. Wes Milton gets in between these 2 fighters, and he's going to dock a point.
That's exactly what he did not need.
So Madsen has a point taken away from him, and the gap only grows larger between he and Ammo Williams. coming forward as the seconds wind down in the ninth. At right hand of Brock Madsen, and the volume punching on full display for Ammo Williams. Williams showcasing his skills here in the desert for third 9.
Listen, this is the last round, okay? Let's keep it clean, all right? Last round, we're going to catch him up. Last round, show me something.
Taking a look at the action in the 9th round, and it was pretty blatant. Madsen with the forearm right to the face of Ammo Williams. The reason why he was docked a point by Wes Milton.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 10th and final round.
26-year-old Austin Ammo Williams. He believes he is on track for a world title opportunity in the second half of 2023, but he has to stay on track and keep building momentum toward when that call comes. Here, taking care of business of Simon Madsen, an undefeated fighter out of Cancun, Mexico. He had power to his record with those 10 knockouts in 13 matches. And here he has been no match for Ammo Williams so far. One thing we will say, and Richardson, you've hinted to it multiple times here, Madsen is durable.
Yeah, very durable, man. He keeps his hands up, but he's took a lot of punishment this fight, but he was able to stay in it.
And again, the rounds for Ammo Williams, so important right now at this stage in his career. He can go the distance in back-to-back 10-round fights. One fight closer than the other, that one being with Conway. This one, he's done a good job separating himself from Madsen. But either way, 20 rounds combined on the back end of a 4-fight year. They're going to go a long way for the future.
Yeah, he's gaining great experience. That's what he needs, especially he's a top 5 for the WBA, so he needs all the rounds he can get, especially in these big step-ups.
Ammo Williams ended tonight with 12 fights as a pro, over 44 rounds. So, again, this pickup of 10 rounds, if he doesn't get a stoppage over the next 60 seconds. And even so, he's gone the distance. Moving a bit, again, letting the hands go. The jab's been there for much of the fight. Coming in as they butt heads. Nothing too severe. Roughly 30 seconds left here in this 10-round contest. And Austin Ammo Williams trying to close the show here on Before the Bell. He has been in control virtually every moment of this fight. Good angling right hand from Williams, and a left hand as well. Austin Ammo Williams puts an exclamation point on a fantastic 2022. Goes the distance yet again, and it looks like he will be in line for his 13th win. Obviously stayed tough, stayed in on in the fight. They did a good job controlling that. Prince Ziggy Williams pretty happy with his friend's performance as Williams goes the distance, and it looks like he will come away with another victory. Overall, your main takeaways, Richardson, from Austin Ammo Williams tonight?
I thought it was a great performance. He started taking over towards the middle half of the fight, and he just need to go back to the gym, work on certain things, his defense, and mainly taking away the right hand.
Madsen doing a decent job covering up, but it didn't deter Ammo Williams from targeting his punches straight up, right down the middle. Busted open his nose early on and was able to put together quality combos on his way to get through 10 rounds for a second straight fight. And now the attention for Ammo Williams, well, one, turns to next week as he watches Felix Catch in action, but the early parts of 2023, whether those two will meet up or so, again, they've agreed in principle to a deal according to Matchroom Chairman Eddie Hearn. And we will see if that match could be put on in short order. But Simon Madsen looks like he will be on the verge of taking his first loss, awaiting the official results, which will be coming up in a few moments. Ammo Williams having fun in the ring. Hillary thinks he did more than enough to come away with the victory here on Before the Bell. We're about to make this official here in Glendale. Let's go to David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds here in Glendale, Arizona, all three judges scored this bout identically, 99-90 for your winner by unanimous decision. He's still undefeated, Austin Ammo Williams.
So Austin Ammo Williams makes it a sweep on the scorecard. Doesn't pitch a shutout. 99-90 for all three scorecards.
In the ring with the belt.
If I was to ask you which round you think Madsen came away with, what would you say?
I'm not sure exactly what round, but I just know in the fight Ammo was getting hit with some right hands, I think early on in the fight. So, I mean, that's probably the rounds he probably won.
Ammo Williams, with his management team, his trainers coming into the ring. They're going to pose for some photos. He improves to 13-0. Simon Madsen, meanwhile, falls to 13-1.